And let's break down the Georgia numbers now with Atlanta News First anchor Tracye Hutchins and Kennesaw State University professor Dr. Ben Taylor.
All right, Dr. Taylor, let's talk about the margin here in Georgia with about 63% of the votes estimated here, 52% to 47%. And really, Democrats kind of centralize on the metro area, kind of the 5 big counties here. But you're seeing that widen out for Democrats.
That's right. Over the last few election cycles, we've seen what used to be maybe a tennis ball of metro Atlanta be Democratic counties, and now it's more of a beach ball as the suburban counties around DeKalb, Fulton, and Clayton counties become more Democratic over time.
Yeah, and one of the ones we're watching here is actually Fayette County, and this, at this point, could go either way.
That's right. So Fayette County is sort of indicative of a lot of these other counties. This used to be a very strong Republican county, but as you see, the margin is very close here, much like the overall state. And moreover, this is a closer margin than 2020 when President Trump won with 53% of the vote in Fayette County.
All right, we will keep an eye on those margins. Blair, back to you. Sean, we are looking at some of those numbers. Dr. Taylor, let's break that down. Gwinnett County specifically, or Adam Murphy mentioned. Now, this is a very large county when we take a look at it there, but we only have a small percentage reporting. That's important.
That's exactly right. So this right now is a math problem. Just that the votes are cast. We're just tabulating the ballots. And so the fact that Gwinnett County is reporting such a low percentage of their overall votes right now just means that we can't make any assumptions about what the race will look like in the end, because this is such a vote-rich county. Yeah,
and there's another county we're looking at too, Fayette, that's kind of, somewhere in the middle there. Some are calling this in many ways a bellwether county that could go either way and possibly predict how Georgia goes.
That's right. So this is very similar to the overall vote total right now that you see here in Fayette County. And my sense is that as these get closer to 100%, that it's going to mirror very closely what the overall outcome for the state is. So do we see Vice President Harris overtake former President Trump? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, in some of these counties, too, we had been talking about the margins, like the margins between the two candidates very close together. But each candidate needs the number of votes.
That's right. So you've got to get the Electoral College votes for Georgia. You've got to win the most votes in the state. So every one of these votes, no matter what county they're in, no matter where they are, it matters for both of these candidates.
Yeah, one voice, one vote. Dr. Taylor, thank you. Sean?
Hutchins.
Tracye, you've been tracking since results began earlier today, and it just keeps getting tighter and tighter in Georgia.
Oh, Sean, Blair, it absolutely does. As you mentioned, too close to call. Now, although many have called it for former President Donald Trump, we do see a lot of red here, but there are still some outstanding votes. 90% of the votes tallied. That, of course, leaves that 10% that has not been added to the total yet. And we do have some areas where we're looking at, too. 86% of the vote in Cobb County there, and possibly some say if Kamala Harris can widen that gap between her and former President Donald Trump, she may have a chance here. And also, when we take a look at Gwinnett County, that is many call like a bellwether county to look out for. Only 71% of the vote counted there, so that leaves another nearly 30% that the Democrats could pick up in the form of Vice President Kamala Harris. So again, as we take a look at these blue areas, there are still some outstanding, including Fayette County, which many consider a bellwether. Even though that is leaning toward former President Trump, there are still votes there that are outstanding too. We continue to watch as everything shakes out across Georgia. Blair?